Okay, we're going to jump ahead to, if you know, does Jennifer Crumbley ever fire the weapon?
Yes, she takes, I think, 2 total turns firing the weapon, I believe.
Okay. And what are you observing right now?
So in the video, the shooter's instructing his mother how to load a magazine and chamber around. Right now he's pointing to the slide release, telling her how to send the slide forward and chamber around from that magazine in the firearm.
How many rounds, if you know, did they fire that day?
I believe it was a total of 50. There was 2 boxes of 50 rounds of ammunition, and they left the range with 1 full box of 50 rounds.
Do you know how many she fired versus the shooter?
I don't know the exact number. I know that it was significantly more for the shooter than his mother.
Okay, do you know, how do you know that they left with a 1 full box?
So at the end of the video, the shooter packages up the 6-hour in the 6-hour pistol case, and then hands the box. His mom takes the box. Mrs. Crumbley takes the box as they leave, and the shooter walks out carrying the box of ammunition.
Okay, and we're going to fast forward to that part. Do you see any? Can you, in watching this video, is it visible the actual case?
Yes.
And do you see a lock or the ATF pamphlet?
No, not during this video. No.
Okay. And is that the SIG case?
It is.
Now, is he permitted to carry that gun out of the range?
So there would be nothing barring him with his mother's supervision right there for carrying the firearm. No.
Okay. And what about the ammo?
Same with the ammo.
Okay. And we see later, he's packaging it up?
Yes.
Okay. And we see later them leaving, and who's carrying what?
Right now he's trying to figure out how to fit all the magazines and the firearm in the pistol case. He eventually, successful in doing so, closes the clamps on the firearm case. His mother walks out with it, and he walks out with the ammunition.
Okay. And if you know, how many rounds did he take to the school that day?
I believe there was a total of 50 based on the number of rounds discharged being 32 and the rounds recovered.
We talked about the cable lock that was sold with the SIG. If it had been installed in that firearm, about how long does that take to install a cable lock?
I mean, if the slide's already to the rear of the firearm and the magazine port and the ejection port are visible, it would take under 10 seconds.
Okay. I want to, lastly, draw your attention to Exhibit 130. What's that?
So this is an Instagram post by the defendant's son.
It's 100, sorry.
Oh, yeah. By the defendant's son, after returning from the shooting range, took my new SIG out to the range today. Definitely need to get used to the new sights, LOL, and then there's a picture of his target.
All right. And this is a post that Jennifer Crumbley posted that day?
Yes, that same day, Mom and Son Day, testing out his new Xmas present. My first time shooting a 9mm, I hit the bullseye.
And this is just a different picture with the same post?
Yes, I believe she had 3 photographs with her post, including the 6-hour on the kitchen counter with the ATF pamphlet underneath.
And do you see a cable lock?
I do not.
Okay. Moving to Exhibit 130. This is the math worksheet.
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity during your investigation to look at this?
Yes.
And what caught your attention, if anything, with this drawing?
The very first thing I noticed was that there was an apparent shooting victim on the drawing. Whether it was a fatal shooting, non-fatal shooting, I'm not certain, but clearly when I looked at it, it was not a suicide.
Anything else?
Yes, so the firearm that was drawn on the piece of paper, after reviewing the murder weapon, I noted several similarities between the two and believed that this was actually a drawing of the murder weapon.
And what was similar?
So on the back of the murder weapon, there are striations or lines on the slide of the firearm. Additionally, the shape of the trigger guard, so it's the part where the trigger is housed in. It's that kind of let's say that it's like a half U shape where the trigger is inside of, as well as where the ejection port is, and most notably the magazine. So the bottom of that firearm, you see how it's not flush, how there's basically two parts there? That part on the Sig Sauer magazines, there's like a lip that's different than other firearms that shows how it kind of like curves down in the front.
All right, next I'm going to, what about is there a picture of any ammo on that drawing?
Yes, there's a picture of ammunition. It's definitely a pistol caliber ammunition. It's definitely not .22 caliber ammunition. It does appear to be a 9mm round of ammunition, or at least resemble one.
Okay, and next I'm showing you exhibits previously admitted, 97, 101, and 130. What are we looking at?
So those are pictures of the murder weapon on either side. You can see the markings I was talking about, the striations on the back of the slide of the firearm, the shape of the magazine, especially when you look on the picture on the right. You see how it's not a flat shape, it doesn't sit flush with the firearm, how there's different levels there. Additionally, the location of the ejection port and the shape of that trigger guard, again, that half kind of U shape there.
And Special Agent Brandon, my last question is, what was your impression when you viewed that drawing?
My impression when I viewed the drawing?
Yes.
That he drew his firearm.
And the entire drawing, what was your conclusion or what were your impressions through your investigation? What was the drawing up?
He drew a murder.